Yo, what is going on YouTube? What's going on everybody, man? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in with me here today, man. Today we're checking out some Johnny Cash, A Boy Named Sue. All right, so this is our first time checking this one out. This one's been pretty requested here on the channel with the past Johnny Cash reactions I've done, man. I've seen the song A Boy Named Sue come up quite a few times. So we're gonna be checking this one out and seeing what the song's about. I ain't got the slightest clue what the song is about. Can't really put two and two together with the title either for myself, so let's just dive in and see what's happening here with Johnny Cash, man. I have enjoyed learning a little bit about his catalog here on the channel. Well, the funny thing about Johnny Cash is I've always owned a t-shirt of Johnny Cash before I even knew who Johnny Cash, like what his music was really about, man. So yes, I'm one of those guys that if I like your t-shirt and I don't know who your band is, but the t-shirt sells me on the graphic or whatever, I will wear it not knowing who you are or knowing much about you, because of course we have all known Johnny Cash's name. I didn't know his music until this channel, so thank you guys, man. Let's go ahead and dive into this one, A Boy Named Sue, see what's happening here, man. Before we get this one started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out that description, man. Subscribing is free. Description has amazing ways you can support the channel. If you're enjoying it, let's go ahead and dive in, see what's up.
Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to Ma and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him 'cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from lots of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I'll tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. Roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars, I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that give me that awful name.
Oh.
Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I'd just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table, dealing stud, sat the dirty mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother'd had, and I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you gonna die."
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. Well, I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer.
Oh my God.
I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss, and he went for his gun. I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me, and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I know I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give you that name, and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and it's that name that helped to make you strong." Yeah, he said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your guts and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue." Yeah, well, what could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun, called him a paw and he called me a son, and I come away with a different point of view. And I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George, any damn thing but Sue. I still ain't that thing.
Man. Okay, man. I mean, what a dang song. What a dang song, man. I did not know that's what we were gonna get, man. That was awesome. That was awesome. He had me engaged the entire time, man. Just honestly putting the reel happening in my head. The film reel is rolling as he's saying this, and I'm practically just envisioning a movie, man. He's such a good storyteller on this one. You see this young lad, man, growing up fatherless, has a curse as he sees it put on him before his dad leaves, man. Names him Sue. That's a final boot in the butt, right? On the way out the door. Yeah, boy, your name's Sue as well. His whole life, man, he's got this fixation. If I ever find that bastard, I'm gonna wreck him. I'm gonna K him, as he says, man. So he spends his life getting tough because of this curse that his dad put on him, this curse of a name. Finally, he gets that moment of retribution where he can whoop his dad and K him. And the whole scene is just like straight out of a movie, man. As he's painting it, they're fighting, man. He put his old man down. His old man gets up, slices his ear. They're tussling. They break through the wall. Now they're out on the street. His dad's biting him and kicking him, and they're fighting. They go to draw their guns. Boom, he gets his first, and it's pretty much, hey, it's time, man. And his dad's like, hey, you have every right, but understand, what I did was to toughen you up because I wasn't going to be there to tough you up, so you should thank me. And the whole script flips, right? And Johnny says, you know what? Well, Sue says, Sue says, you know what? You're right. You're my old man, Paul. And he's like, you're my son. And they hug and they embrace and they love each other. And almost when you feel like at the end, you're going to realize that Sue fully has turned cheek, I should say, and say, you know what? I was wrong my whole life. And it seems like he's going to name his son Sue or another feminine-like name. No, he corrects it, says, not dang it, I'm gonna name him Bill or something manly. I'm not gonna do him like my dad did me. So ultimately, they buried the hatchet, but he still doesn't see eye to eye with his old man. He still does not thank him for naming him Sue because he's not gonna do that to his own son one day, man. So I enjoyed this thoroughly, man. What a song. A great song, and maybe now my personal favorite, man, from Johnny Cash, A Boy Named Sue. I like that a lot, man. Let's check it out. All right, guys, so we got A Boy Named Sue right here, released in 1969 by Johnny Cash, okay, from the album At San Quentin. I thought I saw there was a live version of it, and I'd be down to check that one out. I didn't know that this sound was going to be live that we got right here with the album. I thought there was going to be an album version and a live version, but that definitely sounded live right there. So maybe that's the one that was happening, man. I'd be down to check out that version. You guys let me know if it's the same one. I'll still check it out if that's what it was. And the songwriter on this one is Shel Silverstein. Okay, A Boy Named Sue, man. It's a song written by the humorous children's author and poet Shel Silverstein and made famous by Johnny Cash, man. Cash recorded the song live in concert in 1969 at California San Quentin State Prison for his At San Quentin album. Cash also performed the song with comical variations on the original performance in 1969 at Madison Square Garden. The live San Quentin version of the song became Cash's biggest hit, so it does seem like that's probably the live version there that I need to go ahead and check out the video of it, man. The video is probably definitely worth checking out, man. Content: the song tells a tale of a young man's quest for revenge on a father who abandoned him at 3 years of age and whose only contribution to his entire life was giving him a guitar and naming him Sue, commonly a feminine name, which results in the young man suffering from ridicule and harassment by everyone he meets. Ashamed of his name, he becomes a hard-hearted nomad. As a young man, he swears that he will find and kill his father for giving him that awful name, man. There you go, man. I thought the song was very good, very, very good, man. So I enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys tuning in with me here today. I think I want to double back and check out the live version of that so I can see the whole thing right there done live, man. But you guys let me know if there's more from Johnny Cash you want me to check out as well, all right? I would definitely appreciate that, man. Thank you guys for rocking with me here today and tuning in, man. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for some of your time, man. If you guys are enjoying the content I put out on a daily basis, please consider becoming a member here on my YouTube or Patreon for as little as $3. It's an amazing way to support me if you're enjoying the content I produce, all right? Thank you guys so much, man, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.